How are you? कैसे हैं आप लोग सब? Well, children, the last class we saw regarding the excretion system in animals, isn't it? So you remember what are all the various parts of the excretory system in human beings. But today's class we are dealing about the excretion in plants. Excretion is nothing but just like the same definition what we have learned in the last class. The process in which unwanted and harmful substances are removed from the body of organisms is called excretion. Okay, children? Next. Well, here comes the two people. Two children have come here. One is called Bujo and the other girl is called Paheli. Now they have a conversation here. The Bujo is asking. They have a conversation here. The Bujo is asking, Didi, I have heard about excretion in animals. Does it occur in plants too? तो पहेली बोल रही है, Yes, Bujo. Oh, they are also living organisms. Now let us go for the learning objectives. The learning objectives for this session is to know about the excretion process in plants, to learn the process from previous gain knowledge, to understand the various means of excretion from the parts of plant, applies their knowledge to real life situations, enable critical and problem solving ability. Then, excretion in plants. Compared to animals, plants do not have a well developed excretory system to throw out nitrogenous waste materials. This is because of the differences in their physiology. Therefore, plants use different for excretion. The gaseous waste material produced during respiration, what is that? CO2. And photosynthesis is oxygen. Diffuse out through stomata in the leaves and through lenticels in other part of the plants. Excess water evaporates mostly from stomata and also from the outer surface of the stem, fruits, etc. throughout the day. The process of getting rid of excess water is called transpiration. Is it clear, children? So transpiration is nothing but the loss of the water from the aerial parts of the plant, especially through the stomata, in the form of water vapor. Well, next one. The waste products may be stored in leaves that fall off. Other waste materials that are exuded by some, like resins, saps, latex, are forced from the interior of the plant and by absorptive forces of the plant cells. Plants also excrete some waste substances into the soil around them. So they also send out the waste materials from the plant body. Okay, उसके बाद let's go for the next thing. What is this? उसके बाद, oh, this is a beautiful leaf. You can see the image. And again Paheli comes here and she is asking, yeah, CO2 is the waste substance during respiration. या हम लोग पढ़ चुके हैं. CO2 जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड जो है, that is the waste substance during respiration. So you can see the leaf here, and due to the presence of we have studied in the beginning of this life processes, isn't it? The first session we have studied what is the steps of the photosynthesis, isn't it? You can recall all those steps. So the CO2 is taken in during the photosynthesis and what's taken out, and that is what you can see. And during the respiration also, some other gas is taken in and some other gas is let out of the plant body, especially through the leaves. Next. Again, two people are coming here. अरे एक tiny fish भी आ गया है इधर. क्या बोल रहे हैं? दोनों के बीच में क्या बात हो रही है? So you see here what they are talking here. The one person is asking, what is the waste substance during photosynthesis? Hey, what is the waste substance during photosynthesis? तो मछली बोल रही है, come on, it is oxygen which I need. तो वो मछली बोल रही है, तो ऑक्सीजन देगी तो मुझे बहुत ज़रूरत है. Next, mechanism of excretion in plants. Plants do not have mechanism to collect, transport and throw out their waste products. They have adopted various strategies to protect their living cells from waste products. So various strategies they have adopted. They have the mechanism, the plants, like old leaves. What is they having? Waste products are stored in the older leaves which soon fall off. That's during the senescence they fall down, right? The waste products all are getting stored in the old leaves. And old xylem, we have studied about xylem transportation. Resins, gums, tannins and other waste products are deposited in the old xylem. It soon becomes non-functional. That is, example is heartwood. So we have two types of wood, that is heartwood and sapwood. Next one, bark. The bark is nothing but outer covering of the stem. The bark consists of dead cells which is peeled off periodically. Tannins and other wastes are deposited in the bark. Incidentally, tannins are raw materials for dyes and inks. So commercial products that we can get from the plants. The waste products or which are stored in the plants also, although it may not be useful for the plants, but it is exploited by us for various purposes. Next one, central vacuole. Most plant waste products are stored in the central vacuole of their cells. They are unable to influence the working of cytoplasm due to presence of a selectively permeable membrane called tonoplast. So the outer covering of the vacuole is called tonoplast. Next, root excretion. Some waste substances are actually excreted by the plant in the region of their root. Next one is detoxification. The toxic oxalic acid is detoxified by the formation calcium oxalate, which gets crystallized into needles, prisms, stars and crystal sand. Excess of calcium is also precipitated as calcium carbonate crystals. The other way is salt glands. They excrete excess salts obtained from the habitat. Hydrothoids also have an excretory function. So the hydrothoids which are present especially in the leaves and all, they are also responsible for excreting the excess of salt removing from the plant body. Okay children. Next, उसके बाद फिर आ रहा है, बुझो आ गया फिर से, क्या बोल रहे हैं, व्हाट इज दिस, ये क्या है, तो it is nothing but the other processes just similar to transpiration, but it's called guttation. Guttation is nothing but, children, there's the loss of excess water in the form of liquid form from the margins of the leaves of herbaceous plants, occurring when root pressure is high and transpiration is slow. The water usually contains sugars, and this is also another process of eliminating the waste from the plants. Okay, so we have seen one is called transpiration. Now we are seeing about the guttation also, isn't it children? Next one, फिर पहेली आ रही हैं, पहेली ये बोल रही हैं, तो oh, I have seen in my school garden from a plant called acacia. Acha, okay, I have seen this plant. Gum oozes out of a branch. So यहाँ देख रहे हो, you could have seen that in plants also. You see in your house garden also it must be there, the home also it must be there. Some plants, if you just break the stem and the leaves, you see latex gums coming out, whitish part, latex. So this is all the waste products which is present in the plant, right? Okay, this is what Paheli has seen. She has seen such a plant in her garden, right? Next, okay, अब क्या आ रहा है, वो फिर बुझो आ गया, बुझो अब बोल रही है, let's summarize. Yes. Excretion is the removal from the organism's body of waste substance produced during cellular metabolism. Plants do not have any set excretory system, so getting rid of waste often involves storing the substance, example like calcium oxalate, tannins, in some plant tissues, passing it out of the leaf surfaces or salts, air diffusion, that is the gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. So oxygen is usually evolved out during the photosynthesis and carbon dioxide is evolved during the respiration. The same thing applies in our body also, isn't it? We take in oxygen, and oxygen is required for all our body cells for survival, and we give out the carbon dioxide, right? Because also so removed, excretion also serves the important function of Osmoregulation. See, osmoregulation not only applies in animals, but also we are coming to know that it also applies in plants also, which maintains homeostasis. Very good. Next. अब आपके लिए कुछ सवाल है. Does the plant product stored in the plants has any role? Discuss. In which plant tissue is abundant waste substances get stored? Can you give examples of the plants that secretes gums, resins, and latex? Okay, give some examples of the plants. That is, you can browse through the internet also, isn't children? Well, okay. Thank you. Stay healthy.